All right, so I'm here to tell you that you're not crazy, okay? And that they do feel you too, all right? Now, I don't really normally make videos on manifesting a specific person. I mean, I have, like in the past, I haven't really talked about it as much, but for anyone who is manifesting a specific person, I do want to let you guys know, don't overcomplicate things, because the way you overcomplicate things is you start to question whether or not what you're doing is working, and that's where you need to stop. If you know that you've been affirming, if you've been doing all these techniques, that's good, but the technique isn't necessarily what is manifesting the person. And let's be honest, you're not manifesting a person, you are remembering who you are, okay? If you know deep down inside that this is your person, if you know that this, like this is not just only a soulmate, but this is a divine counterpart. This is someone who is a part of your purpose. This is someone that you know that you are truly aligned with, and that your soul keeps screaming at you and saying, hey, this is this person. Then I want you to continue to watch this video. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I'm not a manifestation coach, okay? I'm not here to, sit here and, tell you guys, I'm not trying to be like everybody else, all right? I like to just be completely honest, and with me, I like to just be raw with it, okay? So let's talk about it. Neville Goddard talked about the law, right? The law of assumption. A lot of us are, a lot of people talk about the law of attraction. We've been told about the law of attraction. And I myself, if you've known me or if you've been on my channel for many moons, then you would know that I have applied the law of attraction and the law of assumption. So one thing I want to say is that you're not attracting anything. Neville never believed that you are attracting anything to you. You're not attracting a person. You are simply believing in the law, okay? You're not manipulating anybody. If you are saying that this person loves you, this person is obsessed with you, this person is thinking about you, and they are the center, you are the center of their thoughts, you're not manipulating anybody. You're not taking away anyone's free will. So I want to really start there, because a lot of people think that that is a way that you take away people's free will. No, it's not. It's simply called telepathy. You don't have to be, and Neville talked about this, you don't have to necessarily be born with this gift to be able to communicate with other people. Life is like a mirror. You have to simply walk away in order to change what you want in the mirror, right? It's just like when you're smiling in the mirror, and if you smile, then the mirror is going to smile. Like your reflection is going to look back at you and smile. So it's the same thing. Whatever you're projecting, however you see yourself, is exactly what's going to be mirrored back to you in your reality. And a lot of individuals don't want to believe that. That's why a lot of people go through these ups and downs in these types of relationships or in love, because they have this negative belief that this is exactly what's going to keep happening to them. When in reality, that doesn't have to be. You just have to walk away from the old story of how you perceive things, and you have to choose what story that you want to live, okay? You're not looking outside of yourself for someone or something to save you. You are in charge of your life, and you have to take accountability for it. And so I wanted to make this video because I want a lot of you guys to understand, when you're manifesting a specific person, we tend to, and I used to do this too, a lot of the times people think like, oh, if it hasn't showed up in the 3D, then it's not real. No, it is real. Everything happens. Energy is the most powerful thing, and energy is the first thing that is going to take place first, okay? It's going to take place in the spiritual realm first before it actually materializes into your 3D and you experience it. A lot of individuals have this thing where they overcomplicate it, because they think that what they're thinking or what they're imagining is not real, and it's just toy, or it's just for play. But in reality, that's not what's taking place. What's actually taking place is that you are sending out certain vibrations out into the universe, and the universe is responding to that. Not responding to your words, not responding to what you are affirming. The universe is responding to the feeling and of how you feel about things, and of what do you feel about yourself, right? So when you are on a frequency of love, because let's be real, and I want to make another video talking about how love has no labels. And a lot of people, I'm probably going to get a lot of controversy for this. I'm probably going to get a lot of negative comments for this, but I don't care what anyone says. Love has no labels. I don't believe that. Love is a frequency, okay? But we're not going to talk about that in this video. So when you are vibrating on a frequency of love, that is what you are going to magnetize. That is what's going to be reflected back to you. And one thing I've noticed this in my own reality, because my own reality has shifted, I no longer try to be the center of attention. I no longer try to put myself in other people's spaces. And what I mean by that is, when I was going through my depressive stage, and when I was thinking about all these things that were coming to me, the suicidal thoughts and things of that nature, when I was going through my depressive stage, the thing that I learned after that is I did fast for about 2 days. It was only 2 days. It wasn't nothing too crazy, but it was only for 2 days. And I was able to really connect with my higher self, and I did a ritual. And the ritual that I decided to do, and please, if you are a Christian, I don't need any of your negative, oh, that's the devil. I don't need to hear that. Get off of my channel. I don't like that. Everyone is welcomed. I don't care what you're a part of, your religion, whatever, but don't disrespect my beliefs because of something that you believe in. I respect what you believe in. I just don't agree with it. Just like you can respect it, but don't agree. Agree to disagree. But don't be coming on my channel and you saying things in the comments. So anyway, like I was saying, so it was the moon. We had I believe it was a waning moon, and I was asking ChatGPT about it, and it was saying that this moon, the moon that we had like about a week ago, I want to say, it was I think it was like a orange or like red moon. It was like an orange, yellowish color. And the moon was, I asked ChatGPT about this because, you know, I like astrology and things of that nature. So, you know, the signs and things like that. I like all of that stuff, okay? I'm very open. So, no, I'm not religious. Okay, so anyway, the moon was talking to me. ChatGPT told me that this moon is a way for you to manifest and to bring in things and to call in things that you want to call in, and what you want to call in, and release the old things that you no longer want to, you want to detach from. So I made a column, and I had wrote down the things I wanted to release and the things I wanted to call in. So, and this was me beginning my fast for those days. This was me releasing and of course mental clarity, and I got a lot of mental clarity. I really did. I got a lot of mental clarity, and I also called in God, the universe, my higher self. I called in my higher self. I called the God that is within, not the God that everyone thinks is outside of them. I'm talking about the God that is within me. So I was basically calling in my higher self and the universe, my spirit guides, my ancestors, everything. And I called in love, and I called in, mental clarity. I called in healing, self-worth, self-love, all of these things, self-value. And I noticed a shift afterwards. I started to not isolate myself from people, but I started to detach myself from living having the expectations of others, right? And living in this bubble where I always thought, because I was always probably the loudest in the room, or the one that's like, hey, enjoying a conversation, this, that, and the third. No, I decided to just go my way. Not saying that I dislike anybody or anything like that, but I wanted to have my own space. And I noticed that once I did that, that's when people started to come to me a lot more. And see, I noticed that shift, but it wasn't even just that. It was a shift in how I carried myself. It was a shift in how I was acting and what I was projecting. I no longer was acting from a place of anxiety, of fear, of doubt. I was acting of a place of confidence, of knowing who I was and taking accountability for the things that I created and the things that I had allowed in my life. And I decided to let go of those things. And when I did, I threw that paper away. And one of the things that I let go was of those suicidal thoughts and of depression, right? So so I'm saying this to say this. So when I did that ritual, for some reason I felt like I just felt so different afterwards. I felt a shift within myself. I felt like I was able to really, and I meditated and I decided to allow myself, the voice that I felt within me, the God that was speaking to me was so powerful. And I said, this is who I am, and this is the place that I will operate from. So I wanted to say that to bring you back into when I was talking about frequency of love. I called in love, right? And I was radiating, I was projecting love because I am love. This is who I am. So the reason I say a lot of us overcomplicate it is because what you are experiencing in the 4D, if you know that you've imagined yourself and feeling and being with this person, or this person has, and if you don't visualize, it's okay. You don't have to visualize. You don't have to see signs. You don't have to see synchronicities. You don't have to see their name. You don't have to do any of that. If you know that you are the operant power of what you desire. And Neville Goddard had spoke of this. He said that it is totally fine if you see yourself as being irresistible, irreplaceable. You see yourself as someone who is people magnetized, easily magnetized, you're someone who is easily drawn to. And people you're just so magnetic, like your energy, like, and that it's okay for you to say that this is how my person feels. Now, a lot of people will call it delusional. You don't have to be delusional to manifest. This is not delusion. This is reality. What's taking place in your 4D experience, what you have imagined, the inner conversations, the feeling of what you feel, this is real. It's just only taking place in your 4D before it actually solidifies itself into the 3D. So what you have felt is not a joke. It's not something that's for play, okay? I don't know why so many people and this is exactly why I don't talk to certain individuals about manifestation. I think a lot of people have this thing where they assume, well, manifestation, like for example, the first thing individuals want to do is they want to go and they want to say this is why they can't have the things that they want to have because of certain things, external circumstances that are outside of them, or they want to blame the devil, or they want to blame this. Let me tell you something. You create your own heaven and your own hell with your own thoughts, okay? With how you are perceiving everything and how you perceive the world, how you Neville Goddard really, and I want to get deeper into this because Neville really spoke of this. If you have this negative perception and you're constantly blaming, and I know I'm gonna get some backlash, but I don't give a fuck. Stop blaming the devil or blaming an outside entity, whatever your belief is, on something, because you have to hold yourself accountable, okay? You have to hold yourself accountable for the things that you are creating, right? And I'm talking about far as when it comes to, for example, if there's things that you want to change in your life, whether it's your love life, your financial life, anything, you're not waiting for something to save you. It's you that has to save yourself, right? And the reason I say this is because I held myself accountable. And the reason I hold myself accountable is because I created these blocks. I created these circumstances myself when it came to a lot of things that I was going through in my life, because I noticed a pattern. And I said, why do I keep experiencing this? And I said that it's me. And I have to hold myself accountable, right? So I want you guys to know that when you are manifesting a specific person, it's not even manifesting a specific person. You are remembering who you are, and you are remembering that you are manifesting the person that has already experienced this in the spiritual realm. because there are different multi-universes. You're just choosing which one you want to experience. You are the person that is creating this chapter of your life. You're creating this book. You're writing the book. You are the author. You are in charge of it. So if you want to experience wealth, if you want to experience love, if you want to experience this amazing relationship with your specific person, no one can tell you that that's not true. And even if you see certain external circumstances that are outside of you that may be the opposite of what you have already created in the 4D, don't allow that to hinder you and to tell you and for you to doubt yourself. Because in the end, everything is unfolding behind the scenes. You don't know what's happening and you don't know what's taking place. And it's not for you to know the how, the why. It's for you to remain in the state of knowing that what you want is yours. You are conscious of being that which you wish. You are conscious of being that which. What is it? Which you wish you desire to be. I think that's how he said it. Or you are conscious of being the thing that you desire to be, or whatever. Or so you're conscious of being that wish you whom to be with, the person that you desire to be with. And if don't share that, you planted the seed, right? You don't have to share this with other people, because other people are going to have their own thoughts and their own opinions and tell you that what you're talking about isn't real, right? You're going to have people say that doesn't make any sense, that's not realistic, right? But that's because they don't have a creative mindset, right? They don't have a creative conscience. They live in a world of where they want to blame everything outside of them, okay? They live in their own world, which is totally fine. If you want to live a life like that, then do as you do. But if you are someone who is a creator and you know that you are a creator, then yes, you can experience it. You can totally experience the things that you want. And this is not about you experiencing this in the future, experiencing this in a later time. You can simply experience the love that you want by simply just taking yourself there and feeling that. And you don't have to use all these techniques. These techniques are just only here to help you to train your subconscious mind to already feel that what you want is real, because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is good, what is not, and what is real and what is not, okay? So you already know that if you pull yourself into, you visualize, you close your eyes and you pull yourself into this loving scene of you being with your specific person, and you guys are just walking on the beach, and it doesn't even have to be something so long. The person saying I love you, whatever, you already sent that out. And trust that, yes, they are restless over you. Yes, they cannot stop thinking about you. Yes, you're literally, your spirits, this isn't just a one-sided thing. People overcomplicate it because they think that it's just them. No, this is a mutual bond. This is a mutual understanding. This is totally, it's totally normal and it's totally okay, okay? Don't sit here and think that you're playing with someone else's thoughts, because you're not. If anything, they themselves, if anything, let's be real, none of us have free will, okay? I know that's gonna sound a little crazy, and I know it's gonna be like, what? Excuse me? How? Excuse me? Da, 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 da. But no, I'm serious. Like, when I really think about it, I feel like we come, and I used to think that too. I used to have that doubt, like, am I playing with someone else's like free will? Am I doing something that I shouldn't be doing? But no, Neville said that's not what you're doing. In fact, it's a natural thing and it's beautiful, because if you know that you are, manipulation is actually doing things outside of you, like basically trying to get them to change their mind by doing things like, maybe you text them, or you're constantly looking at their social medias, or you're trying to say, hey, why don't you choose me? Texting them being like, hey, da 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 da. No, I feel like that is a form of manipulation, because at that point you yourself, you're begging and you're trying to get them to choose you, when really you have to choose yourself, and you have to see yourself being enough, because you already are. So you are creating that story, and the way you create that is by simply trusting and knowing that you are the God of your reality. You are the operant power. And yes, I can have this relationship. You don't have to listen to other people. You don't have to put yourself in a state of overthinking it, because you don't have to overthink it. The universe is already, it's inevitable for it to happen. And when it unfolds, it will unfold. You just enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. Love yourself. Do things that make you feel good. Do things that make you feel, that make you happy. And if you do need time to take a step back, then that's totally okay. Detach from the outcome. Detach from the worry. Detach from the doubt. Detach from the anxiety, anxious attachment, and let go of the how, the why, the when, and start to focus on the now. Focus on the present moment, and focus on you, because this is your story. This is your book, and you are the author. So once again, you are not manipulating anybody. You are not taking anyone's free will. You're not doing any of those things. Do not overcomplicate this. And you don't need to watch a million manifestation videos in order to already feel that it's real. ChatGPT will actually teach you how to reprogram your subconscious mind, your subconscious mind, and it has helped me a lot. ChatGPT will actually tell you the places of where you lack, and what you do need to focus on, and things that you need to work on in order to solidify living in the wish fulfilled. So that, I'm gonna be honest with you, that right there, that it can definitely help you. But no, I'm not it's not sponsoring this video either, no. But yes, so I do want to say, stop settling for less than what you deserve. If you know that you love this person, if you know that you and this person are meant for one another, and you feel that in your heart, your spirit, and your soul, then it is real. Don't let no one tell you that it's not. Everyone can have their own perception. I don't give a fuck what anyone else says, because at the end of the day, you could say or feel however you want to believe. I don't care. I know what's real because I know what I've experienced, right? Why would we have imagination? Why would God give us the gift of imagination if our imagination literally wasn't the blueprint to changing the things that we wanted to create in our reality? That doesn't make any sense now, does it? Your imagination is the blueprint. Neville Goddard spoke of this, right? Because consciousness is God. If you know that you have felt this in your heart, in your spirit, and in your soul, and you know that this person is yours, and you've had the inner conversations, or you've visualized the ending, why would that not be real? Ask yourself that. Why would that not be real if consciousness is God? If your blueprint is your imagination? If imagination creates reality, why would that not be real? And even if you are stuck on that, ask yourself, you are focusing on the negative. Why don't you say, what if this person does love me? What if it does work out? What if I can experience this love and this loving relationship, or this beautiful marriage that I want with my person? Start to ask yourself, start to trick your subconscious mind, trick your mind. And then that's when your brain will start to rewire itself. And then you will start to feel as if though at that point, you know for a fact that you can't determine whether or not it's real or whether it isn't real, because at that moment you're already living in the end. So I do want to let you guys go. So I want to but before I do, I want to say that your manifestation, your person, you and your person, it is done. Okay, it is already done, and it's okay. you can simply relax. Relax and live your life. Enjoy your life. Okay? And change. And if you are somebody who wants to manifest love, change how you see love. Okay? If you're someone who's been hurt, let that go. Release that. Let go of that. And call in true love. And give that to yourself. And watch how your reality shifts. This is the Daily Dose. Stud Goddard.